Alright, here we go. This is a custom 2v2 on Duel between the Carbon team in the upper left-hand corner, Mechblack in the Prime Helix, and Echospawn in the Envision Neo, and their opponents, the blue team in the bottom right-hand corner, Insomniac311 in the Gothic Helix, and Broadside in the Recon Angel. I think that is the newest skin as of right now, as of the time of this recording anyway. And, we did, I don't know if you saw that earlier, but I think that the blue team, if you're looking at the loadouts correctly, they are going no money maker. That might have been a mistake. You know, they might have forgot to bring moneymakers, and they do drop the LOLs, and then they say GG. Yeah, so they have 2 generators in their loadout, which is a little bit hilarious, but I want to take advantage of one thing that was just recently fixed, and that is pause. Look at this, guys. You can pause the replay, and it is very, very beautiful. We will have Echospawn coming out here with these SAMs for this cheese here, while Broadside is doing a little bit of setup. Let's see what Broadside's doing. He is just doing a little bit of defense. Insomniac going with a little bit of Jackal Harass. Might try to get this outpost neutralized, but there's no moneymaker on the socket yet. So, I don't know how much he can get out of it besides neutralizing an outpost. He won't be able to grab it because it doesn't have any infantry. So, let's see how this goes. I'm really loving this pause. Oh, and while I have this paused, I will say that I am having a Carbon sponsored tournament with over $500 worth of prizes and giveaways that will be, you know, given away and won. Okay, that was kind of repetitive, but yeah, during that tournament, it will be on March 29th, morning United States time, and you know, afternoon European time. So yeah, guys, make sure to check the link in my thread that does describe it. It will get you to the information thread, and the information thread will get you to the sign up thread. So click that link and definitely come by, sign up if you want to play. There is no entry fee, and let's get this game going. Echospawn with some SAMs. We'll have Insomniac dropping here with these Jackals. Is he coming? Oh no, it's Echospawn going with the SAMs for the corner post, and Insomniac grabbing more Jackals going for this outpost, but it is completely defended with Flamers. Let's see how effective they are, and you know, as to be expected, Echospawn didn't really get that much done. No moneymakers to kill, no outpost neutralization. And Insomniac running from Mechblack does get back to that outpost. Oh, while Soldier, apparently one of these slotted soldiers, got Echospawn killed. Broadside going straight for that goalie and chasing Mechblack out of the area. We do have Insomniac with more Jackal Harass. Finally going to be able to get a moneymaker killed, so going to be, you know, a little bit productive finally, but, you know, at the cost of 3 Jackals, I don't know if that's really worth it, especially when you're not going any moneymakers, and he does go down. Yeah, these moneymakers were not finished off. Oh, I think this one was. Yeah, okay, so that must have been killed. Broadside still trying to get this goalie killed, but it takes quite a lot, especially for an early game Angel. And actually, 2 soldiers spawned from those Jackals, which is a little bit funny. I think they have a 25% chance of spawning a soldier, which is extremely unlikely. It's a 1 out of 8 chance for 2 Jackals to do it, actually. That's pretty hilarious. Oh, no, it's not 1 out of 8. It is 1 out of 16, because it's 1 out of 4 times 1 out of 4. There you go, math and statistics paying off for you guys. Math does apply in the world, all right? So when kids say math, you'll never use that. You know, why do you have to learn it? They're wrong. Math is everywhere. Math is everywhere in the world if you want to do anything that is, you know, doesn't have to do with creative expression, and even in video games when it comes to creative expression. You know, you definitely do need to have math. Way off topic, completely not about the game whatsoever, although it is about video games. Broadside did get 2 of the goalies killed, and he's slowly, sneakily getting to this one. Does have that one from the back. Oh, and we do have Echospawn gonna be able to finish off this boxer. No, Insomniac does come back to save it. Doesn't drop to heal it, or, you know, hover over the post to heal it up. And Echospawn will be able to look away. No, and Insomniac trying to figure out where he was. Probably would have been able to get him killed if he could have figured out where to shoot. But, you know, that cloak, definitely a very, very tricky move. Neo, really, really awesome mech, honestly, in my opinion. And Broadside just trying to get these levels. And what does he have? I'm gonna try to keep this up primarily, the abilities. The only problem with keeping the abilities up is that you don't see the current players, you know, how many credits they have stored up. So that's the one thing. This new interface is a little bit annoying to deal with, honestly. It's I continually have to toggle back and forth, and, you know, the audience doesn't get to see, you know, what people have in their loadouts and what they have in their ability upgrades at the same time. It's just you know, and I can't I wish these videos could be interactive, but they're not. unfortunately. However, the blue team has a pretty good hold on the outposts that they have. Broadside gonna go down here to Mechblack. Oh no, does survive with that loop. And actually does pick up an ability on the way there. Echospawn trying to kill something, but you know, just landing with that stasis is not going to get him that far. The Carbon team does have that mid very, very well defended, pretty turtled up, so they aren't going to be losing it anytime soon. Broadside might be able to snipe something, and Insomniac gonna be able to finish off Mechblack on the ground with those rockets, and actually Mechblack dropping the LOL. But the blue team does have a couple smoking gray units over there, and Insomniac gonna be okay. What does he have in his cargo? Oh, he has a goalie. Oh man, he went straight to goalies. Damn, did not notice that. And he even has another one in his queue. Echospawn trying to get this blocked, but oh, and it is actually blocking, so he probably will be able to. Oh no, that Longhorn will probably die before he's actually able to get that kill on the goalie. Okay, does decide to lift it up and save it. So the goalie, I think, got probably at least one more shot. But though that tech pod really, oh man, okay, so Broadside does save it, and Mechblack not able to finish it off. And Echospawn still dealing with the Goliath, and does finally get it killed after taking a little bit of damage. Not too threatening, not like a horrible amount of damage. And Broadside just gonna be able to finish this off. Already level 5, just because he's been farming kills the entire time. And he has been able to keep up with the, you know, the production, or I guess the experience production, I guess if you want to think of it that way, of the Carbon team. The Carbon team definitely a lot easier to get experience with, a lot more money, because you do get experience for building units, and you know, the more money you have, the more units you can make, the more experience you get. So and you know, the Carbon team has mid, so they will be getting more experience over time. I don't exactly remember the numbers, but Insomniac getting killed after finishing off Moneymaker might have been worth it. If the Carbon team doesn't immediately rebuild, it does look like that Echospawn is not rebuilding his Moneymakers quite yet, just continually bombing. And yes, just queuing up more bombs. Insomniac now coming back to the fight. Broadside actually able to save quite a lot of his units, a lot of healing units down here, but oh, that Gaddy did get killed by Echospawn's bombs. Echospawn's bombs just wreaking havoc, killing quite a lot of stuff. And Broadside flying over. I don't know if the box was ever there. Oh, I mean, oh, I guess someone did get it. I didn't notice that. Who got it? It was probably Mechblack with 20,000 in his bank and already has 2 goalies coming out. So yes, I'm pretty sure Mechblack got either one or both of the boxes. I really highly doubt that the blue team got any of the boxes. Something I really need to definitely practice that timing as well. I guess something that I need to do is play, so I get used to that timing. But oh, lots of boxers, creep-filled boxers, unfortunately for the blue team. But you know, boxers filled with infantry nonetheless. Let's see how far they can actually get them. Insomniac moving them up. Oh, he even had boxers bunkered in these bunkers. And if you have infantry in boxers, they actually the infantry in the boxers actually release themselves as the infantry gets knocked down from your outpost. So it's kind of like having 4 infantry bunkered in one bunker at the same time with a boxer. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. If you have player-built infantry, not creeps in those boxers, those infantry in the boxers don't actually take up upkeep. So if you didn't know that before, something to know, something to take note of. Definitely, you know, boxers are not in the I guess you could call it the meta level of play, because you never really see them. And oh, we did have some couple of creeps wandering there, but that 2 Goliaths going to be finished off by this blue team. The Carbon team dropping goalies. That was a really weird decision, dropping those goalies there. I'm not really sure what the point of that or what the plan was, but goalies definitely not, you know, primarily focused on neutralizing. And now Mechblack pumping out generators. Oh, Mechblack a little bit AFK. But, you know, will continually build credits the entire time he is AFK. Insomniac finishing off a stray Moneymaker, but will get killed in the air by Echospawn. No, does get killed by his soldier bunkered. While I'm assuming Broadside, Broadside pumping out grinders. But he is already level 7, and he does have level 1 of that passive do more damage with your already OP sniper rifle ability. And will probably just, he had to self-destruct. Oh, he had that that bug. That bug, yeah. He did say bug. I don't know if they have taken note of that, or if it's gonna be you know, if it's gonna be fixed anytime soon. But yeah, if you land next to a cliff, I think, and immediately go with your sniper rifle, which is a very common, you know, occurrence when you're talking about Angel players, and Echospawn getting a little bit overextended, getting himself killed. Trying to drop infantry with a ratchet back here, or not infantry, artillery with a ratchet to attack this outpost, which actually for the most part has been kind of working if you look at the lack of units around this outpost here. But if you did take a look at that fort while I was back there, 6 goalies sitting over there for the blue team. Let's see if they can actually use them in mass. And with the grinders that Broadside is now putting out, with a couple of Patchers in support. So I'm a little bit surprised to see the lack of units out on the field for the Carbon team. Mechblack now back to the fight. I don't know how AFK he was, but it wasn't that detrimental for the blue team or for the Carbon team. Oh, will Echospawn be able to get this kill on this tech pod? Yes, he does. He gets the kill on the tech pod, and now Insomniac and Broadside will no longer be able to pump out grinders and Goliaths unless they rebuild it. Insomniac already has 2 in queue, so that's pretty fortunate for him to do that. But if he wants to queue up any more, he has to, dish out an extra 20k and I guess 10 seconds, I think it is, for the build time for the tech pod. But yeah, definitely something you want to do. Protect your tech pod. I think in this case they had all those goalies. They might have wanted to put the tech pod behind the goalies, just because it's in that socket. I don't really think it protects it that much, especially compared to a wall of goalies. Is probably a better way to protect your tech pod. But we do have a couple of flackers coming off Broadside, trying to control these mechs moving around. And Echospawn does do a quick scout. I'm pretty sure he did see those goalies sitting at the front door. And Broadside now just landing and sniping. There's almost no way he'll be able to get that goalie killed, and needs to get away here. Echospawn not able to get that finish in the air. Insomniac does rebuild the tech pod, and a Seeker coming out. And, definitely grab creeps when you can, guys. Grabbing creeps and using them, they're free, okay? 100% free. Gaddy's sitting over there. He can just put that in the socket. Yeah, that's probably, for the, lesser experienced players out there, if you put a turret unit in a socket, not a socket-powered unit like a Moneymaker or a Honeypot or something like that, or I think Honeypots actually do, but, a Moneymaker does not, and a Boss Spawner does not remove the upkeep that it requires. But if you put a T99, a T45, a hat, or a Gaddy, or a sentry turret, I guess, inside of a socket, Broadside dogfighting here, but let's get back to his outpost. But yeah, if you put one of those turret class units into a socket, finally getting to my point here, it does not take upkeep. So I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are now, because they did just recently revamp the system to require certain units to require more than 1 upkeep. Yeah, if it requires 4 upkeep, or that's a little much. If it requires 2 upkeep off a socket, it requires only 1 upkeep, or not 1 upkeep. It doesn't require any upkeep. It turns itself into nothing in terms of upkeep. If it is on a socket, we did have. I do want to point out that Broadside did a loop-de-loop with a grinder in his cargo. If that were reality, that Angel class unit would definitely not be able to do that, regardless of how many upgrades you give it. And Broadside getting killed, by a Bertha fire. Where's that Bertha sitting over here for this Carbon team? So we do have a Bertha sitting up there, and a lot of goalies here for the Carbon team. So even though that the blue team has a lot of goalies sitting at their fort, there is quite a lot of but we do have Echospawn here with 2 Longhorn, 3 Longhorn actually, going to be able to get this neutralized on this outpost. Going to put blue team at a huge disadvantage when it comes to that forward fight, or for the the mid to forward fight. And let's see if they can actually push back here. It does look like Broadside and Insomniac are moving out. Or, well, Broadside actually was the one that did do the move out. Now bringing some grinders back, not leading with the grinders, which is pretty hilarious because that's the typical approach. But with that many goalies, you can pretty much afford to just put the grinders behind, because the goalies have way more health. I'm pretty sure the goalies have more health than the grinder. I am almost 100% sure. And that random Longhorn and stuff dropped there. Echospawn just kind of sacrificing units. They might as well just start repositioning these units here, try to get a good, nice perpendicular concave type of shape. Those are 2 slightly different things, but they do come across with the same point. Echospawn trying to slow down their progress with the stasis, but I don't know how effective it's going to be. I really doubt that it's going to be that effective. Oh, and we do have another send out by the Carbon team. I'm not really sure why Mechblack is deciding to do that, but he is sending out his tanks as well. It's a much smaller force than the blue team's tanks. They might have wanted to just try to hold, but Mechblack now bringing 2 Longhorn to the front door, trying to bring it to these corners so they can get the maximum amount of damage, but does run low on energy. Needs to, heal up and recharge. But these Longhorn and Seekers are coming for the Carbon team, or for the blue team's front door. the meantime, we do still have those goalies coming for the Carbon team's front door, which is very, very cool. Echospawn able to slow down the progress of these goalies and get a couple killed, while we do have Mechblack repositioning the goalies and the Seekers and the Longhorn, whatever has been sent over here, trying to get a little bit more damage on this blue team, which is actually pretty effective, but these grinders moving those goalies away, really, really great to be able to move enemy units like that. And Echospawn desperately trying to finish off these goalies before they hit the fort, which actually doesn't have any defense except for Seekers, so that's not going to do them any good at all whatsoever. Mechblack is here. They will be able to eventually finish these goalies off, but it will take forever, as right now goalies, I think they have 4,000 health and very, very, very high armor. So it does take a long time to get them killed. Insomniac with 3 brutes, and Echospawn does respond to it, but I really highly doubt that he will be able to keep Insomniac from neutralizing this outpost. Insomniac does go down right as the outpost gets neutralized, and Broadside now with more brutes as well. This might actually be able to hold the mid away from Mechblack and Echospawn with the brutes in the slots, because brutes take up brutes have so much health, and Broadside now dropping gaddies on the bunkers, preventing, eventually, if the Carbon team was able to neutralize this outpost, they wouldn't be able to get infantry in, but I really highly doubt that with two brutes in those infantry bulb slots. And now they are pretty much clearing the rest of the Carbon units. The Carbon team's just dropping, and kind of just letting, it's sort of sacrificial at this point, because there's so many blue units and a lot of blue mech presence that I really highly doubt that they'll be able to be very effective with these, with those drops. But we do have Echospawn trying to get something killed, not able to get anything finished off, as there was a Seeker and some brutes protecting at that fort for the blue team. And now the fight will switch to the other set of forward and mid, but with Broadside with late game Angel, which is pretty broken at this point, as pretty much consensus. Oh, and because it's pretty much because of this ability right here. This railgun ability just greatly increases the DPS of the Angel's sniper ability. So pretty crazy, and I'm personally not, I don't want to say against, but I really don't like passive ultimate abilities, which is a little bit ridiculous to me. I think they need to be, ultimates need to be active. You need to be ultimate, not just passively ultimate. It's kind of not that cool. But we'd have Echospawn flying by the fort, taking a quick scout. I don't know if he actually really had any useful information there. It was pretty, it's pretty well defended. There is a Seeker. I don't think he can actually do any harass. That tech pod is pretty well defended. We do have a small push of the few tanks that the Carbon team has had over here, but with all the grinders sitting over here for the blue team, it's really going to be hard for them to actually push up on this middle outpost. Let's see what the moneymaker count is right now. Actually, there's only 5 moneymakers out on the field for the Carbon team, as there are, I think, man, I counted this before, but I just completely forgot. Let's just recount it. So 2 here, 4 here, that makes 6, 1 more here, 7, and 9. There are 9 slots, but only 4 moneymakers on those sockets for the Carbon team. Echospawn now trying to get this outpost neutralized. Might be eventually responded to by, oh, well, there was no infantry that were alive anymore, so he just pretty much had to just get away from there. And Insomniac now dropping a grinder. So grinders on both, oh no, I could have sworn that Insomniac had grinders in his loadout, but I guess he was just healing that one up, not bringing it out of his build queue. But Broadside just continually sniping, continually getting kills on these Carbon units, and we'll be able to get this outpost neutralized. We'll probably be able to move up even further, kill a couple of those Longhorn that are sitting over there. Oh no, he's deciding to go for these goalies instead. Very, very interesting. But now Mechblack, I'm not really sure what he was doing there. I guess he was killing this, oh, there was a grinder sitting over there. So yeah, that's what he was doing. But Broadside just spamming that snipe. That's pretty much how you need to do it as an Angel player. And spamming out some more flackers if he can actually, he's using them pretty well for, to control the map away from the enemy mechs. And does land to kill another neutral goalie. I'm not really sure why he's deciding to go for the neutrals instead of going for the enemy, the enemy Longhorn. And no, barely gets back to that mid before he gets finished off. So what we have now here is the Carbon team really behind, even though they have, I would say with 4 moneymakers, even though they don't have mid, they do have an income advantage. It is slight, but it is there. Actually, it might be more than slight. I really do have to re-look at the moneymaker numbers to see how much income it actually gives you. But we do have flamers dropped here by Mechblack, which will probably eventually get finished off here by, and Insomniac does respawn, so those do get killed. And the blue team just massing up more and more of their own units so they can actually overtake this Carbon team. And boom, that Longhorn does go down. Broadside going to be able to eventually take this outpost, drop a bunch of Geminis that are in his queue. And that is going to be it. I don't think the Carbon team can actually make another move here to, for that forward. Mechblack would more flamers, but Insomniac wards him away with his Helix rockets, and level 4 creeps do get dropped into this outpost, so that won't go anywhere for a while. And Broadside just needs to heal back up at that forward outpost, and just does chase down or chase away Echospawn. But at this point, I don't know what the Carbon team can do. They have, I mean, the map control is all in favor of the blue team. I guess they can kind of do what the blue team did at first, kind of just stay back, mass up your units, try to do a little bit of harass, as much unit killing as you can. However, the late game Angel, oh, we do already have a push here. I did miss that. Oh no, it's a Jackal push. A bunch of Jackals going for the Carbon fort. I would maybe think that they might have wanted to go with just a capture command, just so they would have been able to get that, that outpost really well surrounded and neutralized. Oh, but we did have a drop here by, I'm assuming that was Mechblack, with 2 Longhorn. Broadside finishing them off really quickly. And these Jackals getting killed as well, and Mechblack calling out, let's drop. So let's see if they can actually do that much damage here. Oh, but we do have more pushing out here by the blue team. Broadside moving out, more tanks. Just the Gemini, actually, a little bit interesting. And Echospawn saying play to the end. Yeah, definitely need to play to the end. That is AirMech, guys. You need never give up, just keep playing. We've all seen a lot of great comebacks. I've had a couple on my channel myself, and I mean, not me playing, but I've been able to record and bring you guys those games. And yeah, I mean, there have been some pretty epic comebacks, people coming back from not even having their forward outpost, not just retaking mid or something like that. And Insomniac really low on health, trying to harass there, and there you go, gets finished off by Mechblack in the air. Double teamed by those mechs, but does allow Broadside to move even more units out. Does give Broadside that extra time to move out, and this is probably going to be the killing blow. He already even has artillery position. They have been able to take that close outpost. The only outpost that they do not have is this back corner post, which the Carbon team is now just retaking with that creep just walking in. But look at all these tanks coming to this fort right now. Lots of grinders as well, so any defenses that the Carbon team dropped will be pretty much finished off. And Broadside killing Echospawn with that snipe on the ground and dropping the capital LOL. Honestly, it is pretty darn hilarious getting mechs killed on the ground with Angel, and it's really shocking because they do so much, such high burst damage that you don't think you're about to die in one shot, but then you do, and it's a little bit crazy. But the blue team getting this win, taking this this custom 1v1 on Duel over Mechblack and Echospawn. And Mechblack did send this game in to me, so I want to give thanks to Mechblack for sending this game in. Pretty sure he is going for that green star requirement, but you know what, guys, if you have a good game, I don't care what your motive is. I just gimme. I want that game. So if you have any games to send it to me, you know what to do. I will mention that I have a Carbon sponsored tournament coming up. I think I already said that, but over $500 worth of prizes. Make sure to check that out. Insomniac311, the guy that was playing in this game, has a new fan site out, a fan blog, whatever you want to call it. He's going to put a lot of great information up there. There's going to be a lot of video tutorials, written tutorials, insider information, forum summaries, all that stuff. He's going to put a lot of information on there, so be sure to check it out. I will put a link in my video description to airmechoutpost.com. If you don't want to click the link, you might as well just type it out, airmechoutpost.com. So be sure to check that out and support the AirMech community. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.